जय राम भगवान जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राम जय कुंज बिहारी जय राम जय जय राम जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी जय गिरिवराधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी गिरिवराधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी जय गिरिवराधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवराधारी जय गिरिवराधारी जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय यशोदानंदन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय ब्रज जनरंजन जय जय यमुना तीरावनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Jaya Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Kunja Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai Gora Hari bol, Nitai Gora Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai Gora Hari bol, Nitai Gora Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nitai Gora Hari bol, Nitai Gora Hari. गाय गुरु प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल, श्री नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते जहाँ सोचे स्म मागधः, आह चामृषितो मंदा, युद्धं तरहि ददामि वः, एवम् आवेदितो राजा, जहाँ सोचै स्म मागधः, चामर्षितो मंदा, युद्धं तरहि ददामि वः, एवम् आवेदितो राजा, जहाँ सोचै स्म मागधः, चामर्षितो मंदा, युद्धं तरहि ददामि वः। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 72, Chapter 72, Text 30. So reading word to word meaning. Evam, thus, Avedita, invited, Raja, the king, Jahasa, laughed, Uchchaiha, out loud, Sma, indeed, Magada, Jarasandha, Aha, he said, Cha, and Amarshitaha, intolerant, Mandaha, O fools, Yuddham, battle, Tarhi, then, Dadami, I will give, Vaha, to you. Translation. Thus challenged, Magadraj laughed out loud and contemptuously said, All right, you fools, I will give you a fight. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments that Jarasandha felt inner satisfaction because he thought that his enemies had been humiliated by having to dress like Brahmanas to approach him. Thus, the Acharya understands Jarasandha's mind as follows: O weak ones, forget the botheration of fighting. Why not just accept my head? By dressing yourself as Brahmanas, begging charity, you have made your heroism set like the sun. But if somehow you have not lost your courage, I will give you battle. The Acharya finally points out that Goddess of Learning intends the phrase Amarshito Mandaha to read Amarshito Manda. In other words, Lord Krishna and the Pandavas were Amanda, never foolish. And that is why they chose the best tactic for doing away once and for all with the cruel Jarasandha. Let us chant prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकानचन गौराङ्गे शिराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we would like to seek blessings from all the Vaishnavas who are present here so that we can speak something for the glorification of the Lord and for our own purification. So we should speak in Hindi or English? English. English. Okay. So we will speak in English. So once uh, there was a discussion going on in one of the discourses, and Prabhupada, and the discussion was about Prabhupada. So Prabhupada used to generally say that I am just an instrument at the hands of my spiritual master and Krishna. And he would say that I have not done anything. It is all being done by Krishna and Guru Maharaj. And this movement was established by the mercy of Krishna, and Krishna is overseeing this movement. My Guru Maharaj is overseeing this movement. And then he said that these books are not written by me, these books are written by Krishna himself. And he would himself hear the books. Now, after some time, people got confused. They said, if this person has not done anything, then what he has done? And why the credit goes to him? Right? Why people are giving so much credit to him? That he has established ISKCON. He says he has not done it. He has written so many books. He says he has not done it. So ultimately, someone else has done it. So why he is getting the credit? So what was the credit of Srila Prabhupada and what was the greatness of Srila Prabhupada? So ultimately, we as living entities, we cannot do anything great. It's not our capability or our capacity. We cannot do uh, even to lift our hand. Prabhupada says that you need the sanction of Krishna. Even your eyes are blinking by the mercy of Krishna. You are eating food. You are taking prasadam by the mercy of Krishna. If Krishna doesn't will, then you will not be able to even breathe. What to say of doing something great? So, what is the greatest qualification of the living entity? When the living entity serves Krishna, or what maximum the living entity can do? Shishi Gauranitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, what maximum the living entity can do? The living entity can at max desire. That's it. We can just desire. And Krishna and the Prakriti and the Paramatma, they arrange for the situations to fulfill the desire of the living entity. Shishi Gauranitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Krishna, Paramatma, and uh, the Prakriti, they arrange to fulfill the desires of the living entity. That's it. So what was Prabhupada's qualification? Prabhupada's qualification was that he had sincere desire to serve the instructions of his spiritual master. That was his qualification. He had sincere desire to give the message of Krishna consciousness, which is the ultimate benefit of the living entity. Uh, so he has that honest and sincere desire to do the best for the living entities without any ulterior motivations. That was Prabhupada's qualification. And because he had that sincere desire, Krishna empowered him with all the wonderful potencies and all the wonderful uh, uh, capabilities to write, to do those things which were humanly impossible. Right? Who can write in such a short span of time so many books? Prabhupada wrote so many books, so many literatures. And these literatures, it is said that they will be the beacon light for the humanity for next 10,000 years. Right? For thousands of years, these literatures will continue to guide the humanity. Right? So this is humanly impossible. Sometimes people write some literatures and it is filled with all nonsense. It is filled with all the mundane things and doesn't do benefit to anyone. Forget about the writer also. Right? What to say of the writer? Right? So it is just a waste of time. They waste their time in writing the things and in speaking the things, which is all filled with nonsense. But Prabhupada wrote something which will transform the hearts of the living entities. These literatures of Prabhupada, these words of Prabhupada, and purports of Prabhupada, these words of Srimad Bhagavatam, they are not ordinary words. There is a mundane sound, there is transcendental sound. Mundane sound is like a dead matter, right? Sometimes when you start chanting Coca-Cola, you can continue chanting Coca-Cola, your mind will become all the more agitated than getting some peace or something. And let's see how much time you can continue chanting. What to say of how many days, and how many hours you can continue chanting. What to say of how many days, and what to say of how many years. And here devotees are chanting for lifetime, years after years, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So there is transcendental sound and there is a mundane sound. So mundane sound is the dead matter, doesn't give any satisfaction, neither to the speaker, neither to the hearer. Both get further entangled in the material entanglements, right? And then there is transcendental sound. The transcendental sound is the spiritual sound vibration, right? This Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the transcendental sound. Is it mundane sound? How do we know that it is transcendental? Like Falena Parichayat, if you keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, sincerely if you are chanting, you will never get bored out of it, right? You will get that, you will feel that connection with Krishna. Sometimes people say that you are so spiritual, right? You so called spiritual you are. So have you seen God? And have you experienced God? Yes, it's not very difficult to see God and experience God. We are directly seeing God here in the form of Gauranitai, and you can see God in His holy names. You can see God in His holy names. If you really want to experience God, how you can experience? Chanting the holy names. When you chant the holy names of God, then what happens? You get immediately connected with Krishna and you can experience Krishna. Right? Srila Prabhupada says about Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? You can experience Krishna, you can experience divinity, you can experience spirituality in the transcendental sound vibration. Whether it is the holy names of the Lord, whether it is uh, the Srimad Bhagavatam, whatever it is, right? If you, whether it is the words of the spiritual master or it is the words of Srila Prabhupada, they are all transcendental sound vibration. Whatever comes out from the mouth of the spiritual master is specially empowered by Krishna. So it is transcendental. That's why Srila Prabhupada, whatever he was doing, he was most recorded personality. Everywhere, even there is one audio in which Prabhupada is brushing his teeth. Still, if the disciples were recording whatever he was speaking, right? Prabhupada was going for morning walk. Disciples were recording every activity during that time. This media was not so much developed. Otherwise, we would have got every footage of Srila Prabhupada. Even while sleeping, everything we would have got, everything, right? But somehow during that time, these things were not available. So every recording is available. All recording is available. And we are very fortunate that it is there because that transcendental sound vibration is still available for us, right? So that's why the words of the spiritual master are transcendental sound vibration. And when we associate with those words, we directly get connected with the spiritual master. We directly get connected with Krishna. Right? And then when we get connected with Krishna, then we experience that inner satisfaction, innermost uh, peace, whatever we are looking for, inner happiness. And that's why sometimes people say that happiness lies within, not without. Now, sometimes we are too much looking for the external things, and we see that the external situations, people, and things will give us happiness. Hmm? So neither external situations will give us happiness, neither external people will give us happiness, and neither the external things will give us happiness, right? Because you may be amidst the best of the people, you may be amidst the best of the situations, best of the things, everything will be favorable. Still, if you are not connected with Krishna, you will be miserable. It's just a matter of time. The mundane happiness cannot compare to again the transcendental happiness. What you experience is the mundane happiness, right? So that's why uh, Srila Prabhupada, his best qualification was his desire to sincerely do something good for the living entities, his desire to follow the instructions of his spiritual master. And that's why these books, even that, as I was telling, these are not like mundane literatures. These books are, if transcendental sound vibration is so powerful, it is like a medicine, right? So when you give medicine to the person, he may not know what the medicine is all about. Sometimes when we take medicines, we don't know the chemical composition of the medicine. Do we know the chemical composition of the medicine? Not always. We may not even know what this medicine contains, right? But then, even unknowingly, we take the medicine, it will work, right? So similarly, the transcendental sound vibration is so powerful, whether person knows its glories or doesn't know its glories, it works, right? So that's why when we chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, sometimes we are not aware of the glories of the holy name. It works for us. When you do Harinam Sankirtan, it works for the people in general. That's why Srila Prabhupada would send these Harinam parties all over, right? Because Harinam Sankirtan is all purifying, right? So similarly, these books of Prabhupada, whoever comes in touch with the books of Srila Prabhupada, he gets transformed. It's just about, it's just a matter of giving attention. That's it, right? We hear the story of uh, that bitch who used to stay in the island, and the ships would pass by, and somehow or other they would hear the song of this bitch. They would get attracted, and then the bitch would kill them, right? And they would no longer be living. Like that, many ships and many people disappeared. And then the sailors, they found a way that as soon as you go near that island, put the wax on your ears so that you don't have to hear it. Because the moment you hear it, you will be gone, right? And then we know the entire story, that how one person was too curious. Sometimes curiosity is actually very dangerous. If we are too curious, right? Sometimes we may be too curious to put our hand in the fan, and you will get hurt. Sometimes a child may be too curious to see what is there inside the well. He may fall in the well, right? So similarly, if we are too curious about Maya, because the story of Maya is always the same, the inner content is always the same, only the packaging changes, right? So that's why when we are too curious, then it is dangerous for us, right? That we have to understand. So then, that's why a devotee always remains focused, right? So then, this person, he was too curious. He hanged himself in that pole of the ship, and then he said, "Tie me up," and they tied him up very strongly. And then he says, "I will hear the sound, and then I'll feel like going. So don't allow me to go, and put wax in your ears." Right. So then what happened? Then this person, they passed through the ship passed through the island. He heard the sound, he heard the singing, and he felt very attracted. And then he wanted to go. And somehow or other, he wanted to go. And then, but these people, they were knowing, we don't have to allow him. They kept seeing him, and they had put wax in their ears. They were not able to hear what he was speaking. And then somehow they passed by. And once they passed by, this person says, "Ah, I got saved. During that time, I was just completely mad. I was just about to fall, pray." Right. So the lesson is, whatever we pay attention to and whatever we sincerely and submissively listen, now we get influenced by that thing. That is what is the nature and the tendency of the people in general. How this propaganda works, how this advertisement industry is working, it is by influencing people. The more they hear from you, the more they get influenced. Right? The more people hear from you, they get influenced, they get provoked. You repeatedly keep saying the same thing, they will start believing it after some time. Right? So whatever you hear, whatever you associate with, you get influenced by it. Right? And that holds true in a much more powerful way for spiritual things also. So all we have to do is, don't appear threatening to the people. Means people should not see you as a threat. ये हरे कृष्णा वाला आ गया, अब ये मुझे अपनी जैसा बनाएगा. Yes, that is true. What they are thinking is true. But we don't express it, right? We just do whatever we are supposed to do, right? It's like, once there was a tent, and the camel, he just put his mouth, nose inside little bit. Then slowly his head, and slowly the entire camel was inside. Right. So similarly, the transcendental sound vibration is like that. Right? You start associating with it a little bit, then it cleanses your heart a bit. If your heart gets cleansed, then you feel attraction for it. It's a science. Then you will start getting attracted for it. And you'll want to hear it again because you feel some sort of gratification. That is spiritual gratification, but you feel that. Then what happens? Then you do it more. Then your heart gets cleansed a bit more. Then you get attracted a bit more. Then you do it more. And then the cycle keeps going on. And then slowly the entire camel is inside. The entire Krishna consciousness is within your heart. So that's how this transcendental things work. So Prabhupada did a great thing. Prabhupada did a great thing. Right? Prabhupada, he built all these wonderful temples. Prabhupada, he knew that people have, he didn't leave anything uh, for the people. People had tendency to eat. Because eating is very important for the living entities. The most powerful sense gratification is eating. So he had prasadam for everyone. ISKCON is known for his prasadam. Prasadam quality should be ultra high class, right? That is the standard of ISKCON, right? So he started prasadam for everyone. Then he started Govindas, right? Then he knew people had interest for music, started kirtans, right? Where people would get attracted with the music. Initially, they will get attracted to the external form of the music, and then slowly they will get attracted to the transcendental form of the Mahamantra, the chanting, the sound vibration, right? Then what he did? Then he wrote so many wonderful books. Right? People have the uh, habit of reading nonsense literatures. So if they read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagvatam, they will get transformed. Right? Then he gave so many lectures and he trained the people to speak the transcendental philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Right? So then whoever hears it starts getting influenced. Sometimes people say to the devotees that you have some magical power, you have some influencing power. It seems you have some hypnotic powers. This is no hypnotism. This is just because we are repeating the words of a spiritual master and Krishna, and we are sincerely trying to follow the instructions, and we are selfless. We just want to give that message to the people, and we just want to do something good for them. That's it. That's what is our intention. So it has that power. It has that great potency by which it straight goes to the heart of the people, and it starts doing something there, and then people start getting transformed, right? So that's why Srila Prabhupada, his credit was his sincere desire. And then he desired, let the temples be manifested. And Krishna arranged for it. Krishna sent the disciples. Krishna sent the resources, money, manpower, everything. And the temples got manifested. Srila Prabhupada desired, let the facilities be manifested for the devotees. Got manifested. Right? So like that, Srila Prabhupada had desired that TOVP should be there. And it is getting manifested. Srila Prabhupada had desired that there should be some wonderful temple. Where is that? It is not there. Huh. So, Calcutta, yes. So, Srila Prabhupada desired that there should be some wonderful temple in Calcutta. And it is getting, slowly it will get manifested. Because the desire of Srila Prabhupada is there. So, it will happen. Right. So, similarly, what is our credit? Our credit is not in doing something great. Our credit is not in being the performer. That is not our credit. The first qualification is the sincere desire. That is the qualification. Other qualifications, they are secondary. If you don't have desire, then because ultimately what you are now is because of the desires you had done in the past. Desires are very powerful, right? Ultimately, the desire of living entity is the most powerful. Can you imagine? The desire of living entity is so powerful that even Krishna doesn't interfere in his free will. It is that powerful. Krishna also doesn't interfere in the desire and free will of the living entity. So that is the power of the desire. Right? So the first thing we should do is to have that sincere desire. That is the first qualification. And if that sincere desire is there, then other things will automatically follow and they will get manifested. Right? If you have a sincere desire to practice Krishna consciousness sincerely, slowly Krishna will manifest the situations in such a way that you will start practicing Krishna consciousness sincerely and seriously. If you have serious desire to serve Krishna in some way, Krishna will manifest situations by which you will be able to serve Krishna in the way you have desired. Right? If you have desire to preach a lot, Krishna will definitely manifest the situations by which uh, uh, you will get opportunities to do lot of preaching for the pleasure of Krishna and Guru. Right? And similarly, now this marathon, December marathon month is going on. If you have sincere desire to distribute lot of books, Krishna will arrange for it. Right? Last time when we were giving some class, I think in December, then we said that if you really want to experience that divinity, because we want to have that divine experiences, right? Because we are in Krishna consciousness, spirituality means something divine. Spirituality means something magical, right? If there is no magic, then what is the meaning of spirituality? Srila Prabhupada, people would ask Srila Prabhupada that what is the magic you have done? Right? One day, one person he said to Srila Prabhupada that my spiritual master is a magician. Can you do also a magic? So he said, so the Prabhupada asked what magic he does. He said he can give electric shocks. So then, can you also give? So Prabhupada said, yes, I can give. Go, put both of your hands in the socket. You'll get such an electric shock that you'll remember throughout your life. Right? So the purpose of the spiritual master, of course, is not to give electric shocks. And the purpose of the spiritual master is to give the transcendental knowledge. That is what is the purpose of the spiritual master. Right? It's not about the spiritual master. There is a divine magical thing happening where the spiritual master, he touches the disciple and then the disciple experiences a electric shock which he has never experienced, and then there is a knowledge transfer from the spiritual master to the disciple, and then a spiritual master becomes discharged and the disciple becomes charged, and then the spiritual master, he has no knowledge and then the disciple has all the knowledge. This is all foolishness, right? So the point is the magic. So people would ask Srila Prabhupada, what is the magic? And Srila Prabhupada would say that my magic is so many hippies have transformed into happies. That is my magic, right? So similarly, if you really want to experience that magic, if you really want to have that divine experiences, then sometimes uh, you have to let yourself uh, in the hands of Krishna. Leave yourself free in the hands of Krishna. That's why sometimes devotees, their life is very adventurous because they don't mind taking risk. People will get heart attack. Such amount of risk. You have taken risk of your life. What will happen? Right? They say, "Arey, uska heart attack aa jayega, itna insecurity. What anything can happen in life. This, that, so much of insecurity." But they don't know that we have a basis for taking risk. Krishna is there. So we take risk based on the uh, faith on Krishna, that Krishna is there. So no matter what happens, he will be there with us always, and he will protect us. The cowherd boys, they were they this Agasur was there. He had kept his mouth open. Cowherd boys understood that this is a demon, and he is a serpent, demon in the form of a serpent. They said, "Mat jao." Some wanted to go, some didn't want to go. So they threatened that if you don't go, we will not allow you to play with us. So come. So then they went. And then they said, "Arey, this is a demon." So then some of the coward boys thought, "Hey, anyhow, Krishna is there now. Let's go." They took risk. They went inside. Right? So similarly, um, uh, there was one devotee who was sharing with me that he made a resolution. He said that now I will not keep prasadam for me. I will not keep any plate for me. And sometimes he had services. So he would go, he would reach the prasadam hall late. So then other devotees would make plate for him. Then he decided, let me take a risk and let me not make plates for me. Let me see whether Krishna feeds me or not. Right? So sometimes devotee do like that. And sure enough, every time he went, he got prasadam. May not be full prasadam, but prasadam to prasadam to uh, fill his belly and fill his stomach, right? So that's why Krishna is always there with us, and our risk is based on the faith on Krishna, and understand this is not at all a risk, because in this material world, uh, it's like this material world is actually a risky place. If you are not sheltered by Krishna, you are actually at risk, great risk, because no matter how much securities you have, uh, the problems can come anytime, right? I heard that some person, he had a lot of money, and he got a disease, deadly disease, and the entire money got depleted, right? So this money and these assets and these things, they don't give us, actually they are not the security. We have to understand that, right? We feel sheltered by these things, but ultimately, if some pain, if some karma, or if some difficulty is meant for us, it will come to us anyhow, no matter how much money you have. There was some famous filmmaker who was very wealthy. He got dengue. Within one day, he died, and he had so much money. Within one day, he left his body. Right. So, do we think that Bill Gates and all these great people, they will not die? They will not become old. They will not get diseases. They are also becoming old. They are also getting diseases. They will also die. That's it. They are just reaping the results of their karma. That's it. So, ultimately, as devotees, we should have that faith. And that's why the devotee's life is quite adventurous. Devotee doesn't mind taking risk. Right? Devotee doesn't mind going to the places where no one else would want to go, just to preach Krishna consciousness, understanding that Krishna is there, who is always with me and who is protecting me. A devotee is never alone. Why? Because Krishna is always there with him. Right? That's why. Right? So, so with that faith, he does all his activities in Krishna consciousness. And that's how, even in book distribution, if you want to experience that divinity, take that risk. And the risk will be nothing. Just go out of your comfort zone and go to some place. Maybe, I don't know, Havra is very like we used to go earlier, so it was like very hot place. Devotees would compete and fight to go there, because if you go there within one day, 600 700 Bhagavad Gitas. So Havra subway is still available for us? No, still available few days, some days them, some days you. Okay, so you should send there. It is like a jackpot. So there, if someone goes, lot of books, book distribution. So just go out of your comfort zone, go there, and you will experience that divine thing. You will experience that mercy of Krishna flowing, and you will experience that magic working. Nothing, no books are going, you are feeling demoralized, then you are praying to Krishna, and then Krishna suddenly sends some people who takes 4 5 books. You have been standing for 1 hour, 2 hours, nothing is happening, and suddenly someone comes and he takes many books all together. He takes the entire set, and then you are happy, right? So that's why no efforts in Krishna consciousness, they go in vain. That also we should understand. Sometimes we may feel, oh, my efforts are going in vain, my efforts are waste, results are not coming. No, sir. Krishna is noting down everything, and he will reward you when the time comes. Yeah. Sometimes people say, I will finish with this. Sometimes people feel, I am making so many sacrifices for Krishna. Because when you surrender to Krishna, initially it is good, it is cozy. But as you go ahead, then you realize it's a lot of purification. Because surrendering to Krishna and sticking to Krishna consciousness is not easy. Not easy. Because there will be many situations which for you they will seem to be unfavorable. Right? And you have to undergo those situations, and undergo that purification. And when the purification happens, it's like a small child who doesn't want to take bath. So the purification is actually a purification, and he gives purification at your level. For some people, something may not be. For some people, if someone misbehaves with them, that is a purification, right? But for some people, they don't get affected. If someone misbehaves, fine, because they have been chanting, right? So it doesn't affect them. It doesn't matter. Let him speak whatever he's speaking. How does it affects us? Then for them, different purification, different level of purification. So here you will get purification as per the things. You will have to make sacrifices. You will have to prove Krishna that I'm really sincere. I want you, I don't want anything else. You are the first priority. Other things are secondary. Other things I will align But first thing is you. I want you, nothing else. So that you have to prove to Krishna, and Krishna will test you again and again, and you will have to prove it again and again, right? So yes, that will happen, and sometimes devotees feel, I have made so many sacrifices, I have done so much, but then I don't know whether I'm getting that reciprocation or not. Understand that Krishna is observing everything, He is remembering everything, right? And at the right time, you will get the rewards also for whatever sacrifices you have made. When Gop Kumar he reached the spiritual world, there's a journey of this wonderful devotee Gop Kumar, which is described in Srimad Bhagvatam, Brihad Bhagavatamrit. When he reached the spiritual world, Krishna he expressed gratitude. Oh my devotee, you have done so much sacrifice for me, just to reach to me, right? So that's why when we are surrendering to Krishna, when we are sacrificing for Krishna, it's never a loss. We should have that faith. It's just a matter of time. Then Krishna will reward us, right? And when Krishna comes to rewarding, we will not be able to take it up because Krishna has thousands and millions of hands, right? When Krishna wants to take, how many hands we have? Two. Krishna has millions of hands. So then, when Krishna wants to take, we cannot stop it. And when Krishna wants to give, we cannot take it because Krishna will give us so much so. And there is just last story of one Brahmana. He was a devotee of Lord Narasimhadev. Once he saw a butcher, and he saw a butcher had a stone, and in that stone he was cutting the animals, and that stone happened to be a nourishing sila. So then he got concerned. He said, "Arey, nourishing shila and this at such an abominable place." So he took it. And the butcher also gave him. He said, just a stone. I will take another one. Take it. So he brought it home, started worshipping it. Narasimhadev appeared in his dream. He said, uh, uh, I was happy there. You leave me there, otherwise you will be in trouble. Narasimhadev is especially the ferocious form. In Mayapur, he is very merciful. Right? He said, you leave me there, otherwise you will be in trouble. So he said, the person then he thought, no matter what happens, I am not going to leave you at that abominable place. No problem. Whatever you have to do, do it. So then again, Lord appeared. He said, you'd leave me there, otherwise I will destroy you, your entire family. So then he said, no matter, I will continue. I'll keep you with me. Doesn't matter. You can destroy. And slowly it happened. The 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 children became sick, the wife became sick, and after some time he lost the entire family. He was alone. And then again Nasim Dev came and he said, did you see, now again you want to do it? Prana, just keep me back there, otherwise I will destroy you also. And then he said, no problem. And then he became sick, he became very sick, and then he was about to die, he was about to leave his body. So till that end point, Narasimhadev tested him. Krishna tested him. And then he got rewarded again. Then he got all back all his health. He got back all his family. He got back all his wealth, everything. He became better than what he was before. So that's why when we sacrifice for Krishna or when we do something for Krishna, it's never a loss. And we should have that faith. And Krishna will time to time test us. He will put us in the situations where our faith in Krishna consciousness and our faith in surrender to Krishna will be tested. He will test us whether we want Him or we want the material comforts and the situations. He will test us again and again. And again, we have to prove to Krishna and we have to tell Krishna that Krishna, we want you only, nothing else. And I am there. That's it. No matter whatever the situation, I am there. For me, these things are secondary. You are the first priority. That's it. And then all other things will get aligned accordingly. Krishna will align all other things accordingly. That's the thing. So that's why having this faith and Krishna consciousness, having in this faith in Guru, having this faith in Srila Prabhupada, the books of Srila Prabhupada, and the process of Krishna consciousness, we should just keep practicing Krishna consciousness without getting disturbed. And definitely, the rewards are waiting for us in due course of time. So thank you very much. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.